Hello and welcome to Under YZ. My name is Soham and today we are going to talk about My Hero Academia chapter 289. We have some massive spoilers as usual courtesy of Atsushi101X on Twitter. Definitely give him a follow, he does some great work there. But this particular chapter was more like a setup for the future things that are about to come, because in chapter 290 and beyond, we are probably entering into the final phases of this arc and something big is definitely about to come, which I'll talk about more in details in the later half of this particular video. But for now, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content. Also, we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, so a like and sub would be massively appreciated. Now on to the video. So according to the spoilers given by Atsushi101X, we can see that in the first page, Nejire is flying towards the location of the battle along with Ida. Now this is a bit interesting here because Ida does not have the ability to fly, and according to the instructions of the pro heroes, only those heroes are permitted to enter this zone who are able to fly, because otherwise they might get caught in the decay wave of Shigaraki and they might eventually die. But Ida, even though he cannot fly, he is still heading towards this direction along with Nejire because he wants to save his classmates. Because 3 of his classmates are missing, namely Deku, Bakugo and Todoroki. So that's why he is coming to this location in order to aid them in this regard. After all, he is the class representative. This is pretty much in line with the character of Ida, and even though I was not expecting to see something like this, but still it's pretty good. And obviously, we are again going to see our best girl Nejire, so that's always awesome. Now next the scene switches back to Deku falling from the sky after all the shenanigans that we had with All For One and Nana Shimura and everything. So Deku is falling from the sky, but Shoto Todoroki manages to catch him while he is already holding on to Bakugo and Endeavor. Shoto is doing a great job here. He's just managing all the stuff because all the 3 people are heavily injured. That is, Endeavor, Bakugo and Deku are heavily injured, but at least they are alive nonetheless. But they are in a dire need of treatment, and Todoroki says that he will mend to their injuries as soon as possible. All the while, Shigaraki is still floating in the sky and he's still trying to free himself from the influences of All For One. This was a pretty interesting thing. The entire interaction between Shigaraki and All For One was very interesting in my opinion, and this thing is still going on. At that time, Nejire and Ida arrive on the battlefield and Shoto tells Ida to get Deku and the others out of there, but Deku is still murmuring to himself. He is still saying that he needs to get to Shigaraki. We know the character of Deku and we know what he will say in a situation like this. But this is a great, leadership moment for Todoroki in my opinion, because he's taking the command here and he's directing the battlefield, because he's able to guess the amount of injury that these people have and what would actually be the best course of actions for the heroes at this moment, because Shigaraki is an absolute monster and it's very difficult to take him down alone. But still, Todoroki notices that Shigaraki is weakened currently at the sky and it seems like this is the perfect moment to take him down. But the scene then switches to Ochako, and to be perfectly honest with y'all, I did not like this. I mean, yeah, this was fine. This was obviously something which I was looking forward to a lot. But this interaction was very little in my personal opinion. If we got something more in this regard, then it would have been really awesome. Although yeah, this is just a spoiler, this is just a leak, so the actual chapter might contain more interactions. But for now, I think this is a little less than what I had expected. But nonetheless, we switched to the Ochako and Toga scene. Toga was explaining that she can't help but feel like she wants to become the person she likes sucking their bloods, but the people don't understand her. Basically, this entire part of the chapter goes into the psychology of Toga, and I hope that we get to see more of her, because she's a very intriguing character in my opinion, and there have been a lot of stuff going on with her. And also this is more or less confirming the fact that Ochako actually likes Izuku, and even Toga likes Izuku, so it's not a brand new information, but this entire thing is like a confirmation to that. There is also the reference to the All Might keychain, because Toga literally snatches that All Might keychain which Deku had given to Ochako. Toga snatches that when that keychain accidentally drops from the hands of Ochako. So this was some interesting stuff. This was some pretty interesting stuff. Toga also reveals that using the powers of Ochako, she had actually killed a person. So I hope we get to see more of her psychological insights or backstory in the future upcoming chapters. But soon enough, their quote-unquote battle is interrupted when Tsuyu comes into that frame, and that's that. Toga basically retreats saying that she's going back to the League of Villains. But the ending is very interesting here because she's actually crying here. Because here she actually wanted to talk to Ochako more about their quote-unquote love. So once again, this is some pretty interesting stuff, and I really wish we got something more from here. But that's pretty much it for this chapter. In the final page, we see a panel of Gigantomachia who is approaching the battlefield, and other than that, there is Shoto, Dabi, Deku, Endeavor, Nejire, Ida, and Shigaraki. And the caption of the chapter says that the war arc is finally reaching its finale. That's the end of the chapter. Now, if you go back to the beginning of this particular war arc, remember the narration that Deku gave, that is, after this particular war, we lost a lot of heroes. So I think a massive death wave, a massive death flag for all the heroes is coming in the upcoming chapters. So this is some pretty interesting stuff in my opinion, and let's see what happens in the future. But what are your thoughts about all of this? Please mention them in the comment section below. So that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more. This is Wonder Wisey, and I'll see you soon in the next video.